Hey, what's up, AP Calculus AV students? Hope you're enjoying your Friday so far. I wanted to record a quick video talking about some of the review assignments and a decision that I made after class yesterday regarding the review assignments. So what you should see on the screen right now are the review assignments, right? Yesterday was day one of our review, getting ready for our test on Tuesday. Most students were working on the textbook review yesterday in class, which was great. There were some students working on the Khan Academy as well. And so this is why I wanted to record the video. A number of students that were working on the Khan Academy video noticed there were, a handful of questions in there that cover topics that we didn't really touch on during class and are not going to be reflected on the test. I'm thinking the first thing that comes to mind is some of the limits involving trig functions like cotangents. We haven't spent time working with those in class, not going to be a focus for the test. And so what I decided was, first of all, the textbook review, that is still locked in. As far as the Khan Academy goes, I wanted to give you an option of doing a different assignment instead of the Unit 1 exam on Khan Academy. All right. And my personal belief is I think this alternate assignment is a little bit more relevant to what you're going to experience on the test. Not saying the Khan Academy assignment isn't good, it's still good. There just might be a couple of questions in there that aren't reflective of what's going to be on the test. And I don't want anybody freaking out thinking, oh my gosh, like I didn't learn how to do this. Do I need to teach myself how to do this? Is this what's going to be on the test? I don't want you to have to stress about this. So, if you already did the Khan Academy, fantastic. You do not have to do this alternate assignment, this alternate worksheet. If you haven't started the Khan Academy yet, again, my recommendation is to do this worksheet instead. And so I've been talking about this alternate assignment. It's called a circuit. It's a worksheet. If the sub hasn't already passed it out, then you can go ahead, pause the video and pass it out right now. But I want to talk a little bit about how the circuit works because we actually are going to do several of these throughout the year. So now is as good a time as any to learn how to do it. One other thing, let's say you just really want to get all the practice you can for our test on Tuesday. I'll make a deal with you. You can do both the Khan Academy exam and the circuit worksheet. And if you do both of those, I'll give one of them to you as an extra credit homework assignment. All right. Of course, you got to show work. All right. Show work, like always. But if you do both of them, great. More practice to you. And I'll throw a couple extra credit points your way in the form of an extra credit homework assignment. Okay. The AP packet that I passed out yesterday, that is still set. No changes to that. That'll be due on Tuesday. All right. So hopefully you've got the circuit in front of you. I'm going to go ahead and change screens right now, and we're going to take a look at it together. So give me one sec while I switch my screen over here. All right. Here is the circuit. This is what you should have in front of you. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to start in the top left-hand corner where it says number one, and you got this graph there. We're going to go ahead and answer this question. So it says find f of negative one. We've got this graph here, right? I find x equals negative one. There is a hole there, right? So the y-coordinate is not zero. There is a little circle underneath it though. And you can see that the y-coordinate there is negative one at the filled in hole right here. So f of negative one is in fact negative one. Now you might be thinking, wait, what? Mr. Goebel, it says answer is infinity at the top of the box. It does. That is not the answer to this question. That is the answer to a different question in the circuit. Here's what we do now. We just found the answer to this was negative one. We're now going to look for a different box on the circuit that has negative one in the answer. So I'm scrolling, I'm looking for negative one, and oh, look at that. Look at that. Halfway down the page here on the right side, answer is negative one. This is now box number two. All right. So you're going to put a number two in where it says, where's that little blank here? All right, put a number 2 there. And now you're going to solve this question here. So I'll do one or two more with you so you get the hang of it. This is a nice limit here. We're going to do some factoring. Up on top, that is a difference of cubes. Definitely a formula you want to have memorized, ready to go for the test. When we factor difference of cubes, this is that SOAP formula. Same, opposite, always positive. So this will be x minus 1, the same sign, and then it'll be x squared plus x, the opposite sign, and then always positive plus 1. And then factoring the bottom down here, you've got x plus 2, x minus 1. And sure enough, we get a cancellation going on here with those x minus 1s, right? And we can go ahead and plug in 1 to the resulting expression. So I've got 1 squared plus 1 plus 1 all over 1 plus 2. So that's 3 divided by 3. That is just 1. And so like before, I am now going to look for a box that has 1 in its answer. All right. So let's see. I'm looking for a 1 here. Where is a 1? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There it is. It's actually the very last one. Backside, bottom right-hand corner. This is now box number 3. All right. And so you can get the point. If I had gotten an answer, let's say I did the last question, I got the answer 50, and I'm scrolling through this thing, I'm like, there is no 50 here. Well, guess what? That means you goofed. All right. So this is a self-checking process. If you get an answer that isn't on here, then yeah, you must have made a mistake. So maybe I'll do this last one with you. So we've got this table here. It says filling in the table above, what value would take the place of E? Okay, so you can imagine we're doing a limit based off of a table. We did this very early on in the chapter, right, where we would plug numbers into the function and look at the Y values. So in the case of E, here our X value is 2.01. So I don't have a calculator close by. Maybe you do. You can imagine you're just basically plugging in 2.01 to this function and getting an X value out of that. All right, I don't know what that is. You can get it yourself. Um, you will know that you are finished when your answer to the very last question takes you back to where you started. So you can see the box number 1, the answer here was infinity. That means the final box, which how many are there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Your last answer, number 16, should equal infinity. That will be the answer to the very last question. All right. So that is it as far as the circuit goes. Let's summarize. Textbook review, no changes. Still due Monday. Khan Academy, you now have the option of doing this worksheet instead of the Khan Academy. You can choose which one you want to do. Both of them require you to show work. All right. Keep in mind also with the Khan Academy, I had those rules regarding like what the percentage breakdown was. I can put that back up again. Yeah, here. If you got between a 90 and 100%, that's full credit. 80 to 89%, that's a 9 out of 10, and so on and so forth. If you want to do both of them, the Khan Academy and the circuit, I will give you 1 extra credit homework assignment worth of points. Okay? And then the AP packet, no change to that, also due on Tuesday. Test is Tuesday. I'll be back with you guys on Monday, though. We can go over any questions you have, our final day of review. All right? So the rest of the period is yours. Make good use of it, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. All right, take care.